are listening to Talking Hoosier Baseball,
a podcast
by fans from the IUBase.com website.
For anyone wanting more information on the Indiana University baseball program.
To see my baby in her
Welcome. We're recording this on Thursday, July 23rd, 2020. I'm Casty Palmer, joined by the master of the RPI, Carl James, the creator of IUBase.com, Josh Bennett, and today's special guest, Hoosier pitcher Gabe Bierman. Chris Feeney is on assignment tonight covering Summer League play at Victory Field. Before we get to Gabe, Carl will cover some Hoosier highlights.
Thank you, Cassidy. Well, some big news just hit today. We have a new Hoosier major leaguer. The San Francisco Giants have announced that left-handed pitcher Caleb Berriger has made the MLB team's 30-man roster to open the season tonight. Also making 30-man rosters were fellow Giant Alex Dickerson, as well as Cubs Kyle Schwarber and Josh Begley. In earlier news, Jonathan Stever was added to the White Sox 60-man roster. He will be on the Sox taxi squad. Kyle Hart threw 4 shutout innings at Fenway in an intra-squad game. Hart will be on the Red Sox taxi squad, and Aaron Sleggers will start 2020 on the Rays taxi squad. In future Hoosiers, there was a new verbal commitment from 2022's right-handed pitcher Evan Whitaker from Ohio. Coach Mercer let IUBase.com know that Jordan Fusey will return for the 2021 season. So another big bat for the Hoosiers. In Summer League, Cole Barr drove in 3 RBIs with a game-changing triple at Grant Park Summer League's All-Star Game at Victory Field 1 week ago tonight. Alex Franklin threw 4 innings, giving up 1 run, striking out 9 for the Sandlot Stars. And this is pretty impressive. Connor Manis, over 20 innings pitched so far this year, and this includes IU's season to start with, plus 2 different summer leagues. He's thrown 20 innings, has yet to give up a run. So those are our Hoosier highlights for this week. And now back to Cass for a statistical roundup on our guest, Gabe Bierman.
Thank you, Carl. I picked a few interesting stats on Gabe. For his career, he has a 3.21 ERA in 70 innings pitched, and opponents are hitting just 232 off of him total. And actually, that number for the full 2019 season was just 209. In 2019, Gabe had 20 appearances. 5 of those were starts. And he had 2 saves, both of the 3-inning variety. That's not something you see a lot of all the time. And both of them were rather important saves. In 2019, he had 46 strikeouts compared to just 18 walks. In the shortened 2020 season, Gabe had a 2.45 ERA in 4 starts, and that was 22 innings of work. And I found interesting, he gave up just 4 extra base hits total, and all of them were doubles. That really impressive. I like seeing so few extra base hits. So Gabe, welcome to Talking Hoosier Baseball.
Thank you for having me.
So Gabe, we got to start this off with talking to you about the development of the Wiggle 4 changeup that you've been working on this summer. It's been getting some rave reviews online. So would you share with us what inspired you to work on that pitch and maybe the backstory as to how you turned that into a weapon to add to your arsenal?
Freshman year, coming into IU, I didn't really know what kind of arsenal I was going to have. I knew I would get a bunch of arm side run, and I knew that was good to throw into righties and away from lefties. But I found it that freshman year, and I had the sinker changeup. That was kind of all I had, so I kind of used that as my weapon. I was working on a slider, but the changeup is always going to be there. It's always going to be my weapon. I mean, I think it's important on both sides of the plate two lefties and righties. So, and bullpens and like every day throwing, like I'm always throwing it no matter what. So I think that's more effective than anything.
Well, Gabe, Pitching Ninja caught wind of that changeup back in March of 2020. How did it feel to see yourself on his viral platform so early in your career?
Well, I was looking at a lot of video from South Alabama because I thought like that was one of the better games that I had the changeup working. And I just kept looking at it, and I got that one video where I was like, wow, like that thing moved like 3 foot away from like the left-handed hitter or whoever it was I was hitting from South Alabama, and I was like, okay. So I see Pitching Ninja on Twitter all the time, and when all this stuff happened, he was just like, there's not going to be a lot of games going on, so he's not going to get a lot of video. And he was like, send like emails or anything of bullpens and stuff like that. So I sent him an email of the video, and he was like, that's gross. Like, do you have any more information on it? And I was like, I was like, wow, he actually responded. So it was really cool to like see me on there.
So your first start at the Bart was against Butler in February of 19. Was it difficult to prepare to start after only throwing 1 inning on the season before that? And how did it feel out on that mound to start the game?
I mean, I've always had kind of like a starter mentality. I've always had it in like high school. So I was prepared for whatever was going to come to me. I knew my pitch count was going to be low because it was like cold outside and we were just now getting into the season, you know. So I felt pretty good. It was nice to get my first win as a Hoosier, and it just felt good. That's all I got to say. It felt good.
So, Gabe, the relief appearance at Michigan really seemed to be your breakout performance in 2019. Did you realize at the time that you had struck that many out in a row, and was the original plan to have you finish that game?
No, I was kind of just focusing on like the next hitter. Really, like I get in a groove, and once I get in my groove, I don't really want anybody to stop me. So like I was just going after hitters one after the other, and it turned out really well for me.
Yeah, I can. I was at that game, and I just remember that was like the fastest 3 innings I can remember. It just flew by.
That's when I had the sinker changeup. I threw the slider like 2 times that night, and it didn't work. So I just stuck with sinker changeup, and it just kept guys off balance. Like I don't know what it was, but my changeup was disgusting that night.
Yeah, guys who went on to play in the College World Series championship. So that was not a minor group of guys there. Well, what about that Big Ten title clinching performance? Another day where you just never gave the staff a chance to take you out. What was it like to be on the mound when it came time for the dog pile?
Well, I knew what we had going for us, and I knew we had a big lead, so I just wanted to pitch as if we were up by 1. You know, I just want to keep the lead. I just wanted to go after hitters like I normally do. And also the atmosphere kind of gave me some adrenaline, so I felt pretty good that day.
So you seem to have quite a cheering section at the Louisville Regional. Did you feel any extra pressure with so many supporters in the crowd? Was it extra special to excel in the postseason?
I think crowd really doesn't mean anything to me because I usually like block them out once I'm pitching. Once I'm in my zone, I can't really it's almost like a blackout. I can't like really hear anything around me, except for like communication in the field. Like other than that, the support was really nice, especially after what happened. But after the game, I felt it more than when I was on the field.
So, Gabe, you came out of the gate so strong 2020 as a starter. What did you focus on more in the offseason, knowing that you were probably going to be a part of that weekend rotation?
I would say adding a new pitch. I know what I did last year was just with 2 pitches, so I think adding a new pitch would have made my arsenal a lot better. And it has gone good for me so far. I've added the slider, and I'm able to locate it wherever I want. It's actually like perfect for me. It does good with all hitters at any part of the plate. Yeah.
So how many pitches are you completely confident in on the mound?
I think I'm completely confident with those 3 pitches: sinker, changeup, slider, and I can also go up in the zone with my 4-seam, which I don't really like. I mean, it's a fastball, but it goes 2 different ways. I'm also working on a curveball right now, and that's going pretty good. It's kind of like last year when I tried to add the slider and I couldn't really like get over in the game, but that's how it is with the curveball right now. I'm just trying to like repeat delivery and make everything look the same.
You've got a little bit of time to work on it, get it perfected.
Yeah.
So, Gabe, tell us a little bit about your personal growth journey. What has motivated you to work so hard and to improve at such a rapid pace?
I mean, I've ran through a lot of bumps in the road, and I think I've grown mentally from that. Also, like these coaches, they're so motivating. Like we talk about like constructive criticism, and they just work us so hard. They make us like really tough, and I've kind of like took that to heart. And it's at the end of the day, like you're just getting better, and putting in that work, like putting in work every single day matters. Not letting up, not letting your foot off the gas pedal. Like just keep going no matter what.
So we all know now what happened with the 2020 season, how it was shortened. How did it feel hearing that the season was going to be cut short due to COVID?
I felt more for my teammates than I did myself, because I know like I'm coming back, but like our seniors, I love them a lot. Like they're awesome people, and I just feel for them.
So how has the experience been pitching in the Colonel Collegiate League? Are all those scouts and radar guns behind the plate, are those nerve-wracking, or can you block those out?
I block those out as well. It's just like seeing another fan back there. Like I'm just doing my thing on the mound, like I always do. But as far as the Colonel Collegiate League, it's great here. I'm blessed to be in the area I am. Kim Brown, McKay's mom, like she's the she has a great home, and I'm really comfortable here. And I haven't been here for very long, but like the time that I've been here, it's been great, and I'm enjoying it.
Well, there is something so far that you actually haven't done, which is give up an earned run, from what I can tell. Do you have any game day superstitions or anything that you deal with to keep that going?
I try not to talk to anybody before the game. Kind of learned that from the old Paulie Milto. Learn from the best, Just stay in the zone. Don't keep yourself from not being locked in. Just stay locked in. Not thinking too much about the like small details, but just like knowing that you're going to go out there and get the job done every time. Just keep doing what you're doing. Like keep getting guys out. Like, just keep doing that.
And you've kind of mentioned this a little bit, but what's it been like spending the summer with McCade and Platt? What do you guys do when you're not at the ballpark?
Well, we just enjoy time together. Like we work hard. We stay on our workouts every single day, whether it's mobility or like a strong lift. We have, breakfast, lunch, dinner every single day together. Like it's just a good time with them. The biggest thing for me and being here is just like keeping them working hard like they always do. Like they're hard workers. Like Platt's a hard worker, McCade's a hard worker. Like you can't stop that from happening. So you just got to keep them on the grind. I know they do the same for me. So
Gabe, assuming things get back to normal here for the fall, do you know who you're going to be rooming with?
I'm going to be rooming with Grant Richardson, Matt Litwicki, Zach Bierman, and David Platt.
there going to be any problems within that group, you think?
Group. It's a hard-working group.
Good.
I know you touched on this a little earlier with Paulie, but who else have you learned a lot from during your pitching career?
Who else? Let's see. I've learned from in college a lot from Paulie Milto. Like, as far as like the mental side of it. Like, he didn't have overpowering stuff, but he was a great pitcher, like, in general. Like, he knew what he was doing out there every time he stepped on the mound. And now you look at him, like, he's worked his tail off, and now now you see him, he's like up to high numbers, and he's like just working hard and like developing even better craft. Like, it's just like amazing to see that, and I'm trying to follow that as much as I can.
So, Gabe, we've seen some players that have some ink, and most tend to have them hidden, and I don't think that's the case with you. Is there any reason behind it, and would you like to share with us what a few of them mean to you?
Well, I got these on my top when I was like 16 years old, so at the time I was just like, okay, I thought this was pretty cool. When my dad died, I was like, okay, I want to get a tattoo that has his birth date and his death date. So I got this with wings on each side. And then this one right here is an anchor. It kind of represents my grandparents because they have literally done everything for me in my time, as far as like growing up and like doing all the summer ball stuff, paying for hotel rooms, and they've anchored me down to become a great person and a great athlete, and overall just a great person. And I can't thank them enough for that.
That's special. Thanks for sharing that with us, Gabe. So what were some of your favorite ball players growing up? Maybe some of your favorite pitchers?
Currently, I'm gonna pick one right off the top of my head because I kind of like compare myself to him. We did Zoom calls in when all this stuff happened, and we had to find a pitcher that we kind of relate ourselves to. And I would have to say Luis Castillo, that plays for the Reds. Sinker, changeup, slider guy. All his stuff kind of like works with mine. Although he is in the big leagues, throws a little bit harder than I just kind of look at that and kind of has the same arsenal. And he's just a tough guy.
So being from where you are from, Reds guy, I'm assuming?
Yeah. Reds, I've always been a Yankee fan, so.
Okay.
All right. Well, you've been leading the team on Friday nights. What is your mindset going into another season, which is going to continue to put you in kind of a leadership role? And do you kind of see yourself as a leader of this team, and what does that mean to you?
I think it's big for me to set an example, to never let up, just keep going, working as hard as we can, because we want to be the hardest working like college baseball team in the nation. And if the season would have went out last year, like you guys would have saw it, because we literally were in the gym. You saw it, like we had guys leading. All the other older guys, like you see that and you were like, wow, like that's what we want to see. That's what a baseball team should look like. But I want to be that guy. I want to be that guy to like set an example and lead by example, and just hard work all the time.
And so, Gabe, what has Coach Parker in particular brought to your development as a pitcher?
Mental toughness. That's all I got to say. Mental toughness. He also taught me how to throw a slider too.
So Gabe, I want to thank you for being on tonight. This will be the last question before we start to wrap up. But can you give us some of your personal goals or maybe some team-oriented goals for the upcoming season?
I want to win another Big Ten championship. I want to make it to a regional. I want to host. But by doing that, we need to keep doing what we're doing. Just like last year, like be the hardest working team you could possibly be. Yeah.
Well, we'll definitely be rooting for all of those to
Yes.
happen for you.
Yes. Well, that'll do it for this edition of Talking Hoosier Baseball. Thank you, Gabe, so much for joining us. And you can read up on Indiana University Baseball at iubase.com. Follow us on Twitter at CUAtTheBart and at IUBase17. We're kind of all over the place on social media. We're on Instagram at IUBase, and you can subscribe to the Talking Hoosier Baseball channel on YouTube, which has some awesome videos like these video podcasts, some summer league game clips, game day media availabilities, and a whole lot more. For Carl James, Josh Bennett, and Gabe Bierman, I'm Cassidy Palmer. See you at the BART.
And even